Hi everybody, the Mature Simmer here. So welcome back here to Tuscany. I'm on the Hills of Tuscany map here, using the VIP Order Manager mod to drive my gameplay here. So this is what I'm calling Season 2 of the VIP Order Manager series. And all that means is this is the second time we're using it to drive our gameplay. So, and this is our second map here. So, first series, we were in Riverview in England. That's where we started with a farm that our uncle had. We made our fortune, I guess we'll call it that, because we moved here to Italy with over 8 million euros. But you can see we're down to under 3. This field here is mine, past the cereal factory, which is also mine. And today, I'm going to start working on some traditional olives. So, got the olive harvester that I purchased and got over here to the field. But now that I was done planting all the sorghum everywhere, I wanted to go ahead and bring my trailer over here because these olive groves are ours now. So, in the last episode, I let you know that I purchased 4 groves. There's 2 here, and there's 2 a little bit closer to the farm. So we're going to be dealing with these today. So if you're new to the series, this is the VIP Order Manager, or the main screen of it, that really kind of drives and tells us what we need. So we are here working on level 3, and we can see what's coming up in level 4. So we're working on the olive oil here that we're going to need later because it's going to need some time to produce things. I harvested a grove of larger trees by shaking them, which is a mod that's built into the map. So figured, well, we'll take advantage of that. But it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to harvest the field. And in the end, the output was 250 liters of olive oil from all of that work. So that's just going to be too tedious. So that is, in some cases, the VIP Order Manager does require you or drive you to do things. I mean, I could go ahead and do that, but that would get really boring for you, and it would get super boring for me. It's going to take a while to get tomatoes, lettuce, eggs, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as long. Now, we're not starting on the eggs yet because we're going to feed our chicken sorghum. So until the sorghum is ready to be harvested, which is still in our future, we're really not able to do much there either. So let me get my GPS set because that's going to be important. So we've got that, and it looks like the trees are planted in this direction, that the rows really go this way. So, whoa, it's a big hill here, as you can see, now that we get down a little bit more. So not quite as crazy as on my field there. I mean, I guess it kind of is. But so traditionally, olives are planted 3 meters apart. So I'm gonna hope that whoever put these groves in did that, just like the grapes. Alright, I think we're on the branches there. So let me go ahead and unfold, which basically in a harvester like this just lifts me up in the air. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start pulling things off. So 1 row of olive trees in the other grove was about 200 liters. So we're going to see, it looks like this will be the same, but these trees are much smaller, and therefore they're going to be a lot more productive in the space we have. I don't know that it still won't take multiple harvests, and therefore multiple years to get through things here, but I do know that's much quicker. That took maybe 30 seconds, where harvesting one row of those trees probably, even in a good case, took at least 5 minutes. You know, maybe once in a while, just to have some fun, I'll harvest those, or if we have a smaller need. But given what we needed now, I made the decision because I got here, and that was part of why I was waiting until I really had a good amount of money before I decided to move to an area where I had no connections and I had nothing going on, was to just make sure that I could purchase things and make a good start. Wow. So, the hills of Tuscany, there is a challenge here, that is for sure. But yeah, you know, it's a $300,000 piece of equipment. New Holland olive, as you can see, a Broud. So, not inexpensive, but we were blessed with being able to do well enough with the VIPs in England so that we can come here and work on things for a while in Italy. And, you know, not quite sure how long that's going to be yet. Always happy if people eventually want to provide some feedback. I think it's early enough right now in the series that it's hard to know. You know, the other series went, I think, 70 episodes, and that was basically doing one a week. I'm doing these a little more frequently because I think both myself and viewers would appreciate maybe a quicker move in the future, but yet still make good progress. So if I only did, say, 6 months, and I'm thinking at a minimum that this will be, you know, 6 months of effort, but if I only did one episode a week, you know, what that would turn into is, you know, that'd just be 26 episodes, and I think this is already going to be the 7th one, so, you know, we'd be already 25% done, and we're still not even close to servicing level 3. Goodness, this is just a rough... Oh boy, it's going to get worse. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, let's see. Are we picking? Yes, we are picking. You know, that's the situation, but I do really enjoy the VIP Order Manager. It gives a purpose to playing your single-player farming simulator because I'm harvesting these olives to meet a particular demand. I think of it as a quest system for farming simulator. It is really kind of how it operates. It's like, here's what I'm trying to do. But, you know, I'm still within the mold of farming simulator in that I kind of decide what I do when, and so what I try to do is just use my planning skills and kind of stay ahead of things. So now that we've got the sorghum planted, rather than have nothing going on the farm, I'm going to make some progress on the next level of VIP orders. The default, if you get the VIP Order Manager and just load it into your game, is it's going to show you 4 levels at a time. But I made some changes to the mod here in this series to just show 2, just because I think with what we're going to be doing, that's going to be more than enough. My goodness, let me turn this off and see if that helps. It does not. I was just hoping the horsepower would be good enough to move here. Wow. I mean, these are the way the rows are, but like if I can't get out of here, I don't understand what I'm gonna do. Oh my goodness. What? Let's see. Alright, wow. So yeah, I mean, the map maker put these groves here, but... because yeah, these were not things I planted. They were here. Oh my goodness, we're gonna fall over or something. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna have enough energy to fix this. Oh, I'm not even sure if this is the row I want to be in. I think it is. Well, let's start. Wow. This is just really having a hard time. Let's see. Will that work? It will. Is it on? No, it's not on. Now it's on. Ay, ay, ay. So yeah, this is not easy, but it's still far, far more effective than what I had. Let's just make sure it doesn't look like we have olives left there. Although, yeah, I can see the purple here, so pretty sure the other rows are collected. I'll be able to tell on the map for sure. But yeah, this would have filled, that quantity would have filled the shaking harvester also. So about 1,550 is about what we had that we could use over there. You know, but again, it would have been an hour, hour and a half, and we certainly haven't spent nearly that amount of time. But as you can tell, it's going to take a little bit of time here. These are the other two fields that I'm going to harvest, so I'm going to do this and this. These look larger, so I'm hopeful that the output here is going to be substantial. Is it going to be enough to get me 8,000 liters of olive oil? I don't know, but we'll see. And so for now, I'm going to just keep working on this, and I will see you in a little bit. Alright, a late night here. I'm going to head up this way. I think this road will get me where I need, and it might be a little less challenging than climbing the hill to the olive mill the other way. So I harvested those two fields on the side of the hill. I will say it was a big, big challenge. That hill is super steep, and that olive harvester really, really has problems with it. I also then harvested the long field right here, and you can see the result. 15,867 liters of olives. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be enough, but I don't know. So headed here into the mill. Once again, I don't have an articulated trailer, so this one will be easier to back up, aside from the fact that it's larger. But the main reason I decided to use it was that I can get it in here much simpler. Alright, so we've got some olive oil out, it looks like. So yeah, so maybe we got 1,500 liters, because I'm guessing that olive oil is 1,000 liters. So the other thing I did here is I have added a new mod in, and I think it's stacked pallets. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, dump this all in. While we're doing that, we'll go over here. So it should stack things up and put more pallets into every location. So I should easily be able to get what I need out of here, but we'll have to see. So yeah, if I got 1,500 out of the... Was it 1,500 liters that I put in? I think I put in more than that. But either way, I did get more oil than I thought. I thought I only got 250, 266. You know, we'll see what it does, but I do want to keep track and just try to stop the olive oil mill at 8,000, because once again, I may then need to do something different with it, depending on what the VIPs want. But I was debating whether I was going to jump to the other field. I probably could have finished it with a very late night, but as it is, it's already almost 9 o'clock. It will be 9 o'clock by the time I get back home. So I am going to call this a day, and I will see you again in the morning. Alright, good morning. So, ran over here after I got up at 5 in the morning just to make sure I had plenty of time. So you can see we're up to 3,000 liters of oil now. We're continuing to produce things. So again, I'm going to need 8,000 liters. I need 7,000 liters of cereal. Other than this sorghum, I suppose I could spend some time today starting to get that and see what I get off the field. But I need 79,000 liters of sorghum. And if I go to the cereal mill here, we can see I've got 3,000 liters out. And it looks like we've got about 268 liters in the cereal mill. Everything's looking pretty nice out here in the field, you know, but we've got a little ways to go until the sorghum's ready, but our lime and our nitrogen is perfect, so we're getting the best output we can. This is a silty clay hill. Pretty much everything, as you can see, is silty clay here. So you can see our grape fields, a lot of them silty clay. So definitely some challenges with what we've got. So I think these are all loam. I do think I have what I need. I was starting to wonder, but yeah, they're actually a different color than these fields, which we don't know anything about. And then over here you can see the honey stacks up too. So given the amount of things I may need, that was a mod I came across and thought would be very useful, and right now I'm liking what I see. So I've got pallets of 400 liters, so I have about 1,000 liters. Again, I put 2,100 liters into that building, I believe, of honey. So I need about 3,500 to get to the right level of cereal. So I think what I will do is I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what I said. I'm going to start harvesting that field of sorghum. Because if nothing else, at least I'll be in a situation... Oh goodness, we're getting stuck there. Oh boy, I hope I can maneuver here. This is going to make life interesting. Should be okay though. Again, I do like the fact that this header is its own trailer. So it just lets me get there and lets me work with the Draper header that I have here. But I'm trying to figure out, probably over here is the best way. So let me put this up here and then we'll head out that way. But the harvester is ready to go. But at least that way, once again, what I try to do with the VIP order manager is keep making progress if I can. So it was dark. I didn't want to be entirely in the dark when I was working on things. Oh boy, I am surprised that I can't get through here. I mean, I should be able to. Ooh. Kind of stuck on the fence here, I think. Oh, I'm stuck on the light pole. So let's see if I go that way. Oh boy, come on, you can get through here. I know you can. Alright, well, lesson learned next time. Oh boy. I'm like in the wrong direction. So I'm a little turned around. Let me get behind here so I am not... Oh, come on, really? Alright, well, so we're going to drop this down. Whoops, actually I need to pick it up again because I need to unfold. Then I can drop it down. Yeah, I'm going to have to tow that out past those poles before I can use it. Crazy. But it lets you see how tight we are here in Italy, and part of why there's some challenges. So these fields are here, but this is not going to be an easy time performing things for the VIPs. I will tell you that. I think we've started to see some of that, but I think it's becoming more and more prevalent as we go along. Go ahead here, pick this up, we'll get going. I was trying again to kind of honor the fact that even though I don't have crop destruction on and things like that, that I'm not just being really careless about things. But obviously I'm running all over this field, and that's just not a good thing. Oh, I thought I had the harvester unfolded. I was proud of myself, but I guess the pipe doesn't do anything. Alright. So let us get moving, and we'll see how much sorghum we get off this field. This is a small enough field, I may actually just enjoy driving it, as opposed to kind of letting Courseplay do its thing. This isn't really that big, and with what we have here, this should go relatively quickly. But we need 79,000. I don't really feel too concerned because of field 77, that being so large. But the reason I ultimately decided to go ahead and grow everything in sorghum is, A, I don't have any other crops that are being asked for. So anything else I could grow would just be a complete guess. But secondly, I can use sorghum to feed my chickens. And so even if I end up with a plethora of sorghum and have tons of it left over, I can always potentially use it, and I can always sell it later if I have to. It's not as if we're in desperate need for money, but in the end, it's not going to be a waste. And so rather than let the fields just lie fallow, my thought was, let's put them to use. Let's get some stuff done. But, you know, one pass up the hill, already 3,500 liters, so we're not quite at 4,000 here. We'll be safely at 5% of what we need. So, you know, if I can get 20% just off this field, like, again, it's a long way to giving me comfort that we're actually in pretty good shape. You can see the yield color that we're receiving. You know, we're up above the 100%. So this, once again, being 100% loam field, like, this is my most fertile ground on the farm. So it's absolutely wonderful, the yield that we're getting off here. So let me back up. Got our busy bees over there by the pallet storage. Yeah, the one thing I was debating too was fertilizing the olives. We've got the liquid fertilizer. There is a liquid sprayer. So I may want to do that at some point. Still not sure. Like with the grapes in Riverview, I didn't really worry about it. Once I had them planted and they were growing, I was just like, hey, if I need to harvest it. But, you know, I will say, getting 15,000 liters of olives off those 3 fields compared to basically the, you know, 1,500 or 2,500, I think it was, that I got off of the other set of trees, like, that's substantially more. So yeah, I mean, the thing that I was off a little bit is, you know, I wouldn't need whatever I was figuring to harvest, the amount, because I had forgotten that the 1,000 liters had been output as well. So I kind of overestimated by a factor of about 4. But in the end, you know, 8,000 liters is still a lot. I think I have plenty at this point to go ahead with. Obviously, we saw what we had about an hour ago, but I'm pretty sure that today I'll be able to stop the olive mill, and again, store the extra olives there. So I'm going to keep working on this field. I think, you know, I've gotten around, you've kind of gotten to see what it looks like. This is the field that came with my farm. This was all we started with, and this was the crop that was actually, I think, on it, if I remember. So I just left that here because I could see, well, no, I couldn't, because this is level 3. So I wouldn't have been able to see I needed sorghum, but with what I needed and what I had, you know, I just, whoop. Somehow I was thinking I got 18,000 liters, and that's because that is what I have with the Kloss in FOC. And that's not with the Kloss. No, it is a Kloss. It's just, obviously, I have a bigger Kloss there. Let me grab this. And I suppose, let me see where this needs to go. Resale cereals. That's not me. That's right, that's over here. Because I could just fill up and cart it away. So I think that's probably the smartest thing to do. Now, if this field doesn't fill this, I obviously won't run over because I need more than this. But there's not really a reason to sit on this and put it in the silo or anything, because it's not like, oh, I can get over there in one trip or something. So we'll let this get in there. Basically, you know, filling the harvester the second time, not even, is going to maximize this out. So one of the things I'll have to look at over time, however, is do I want something else to haul crops? Because certainly, you know, there's a potential for some high capacity needs. But I'm going to finish this up, and then I will run that over to resale cereal. And you've been there before with me, so I won't waste your time heading out there. But I will get that done, and I'll certainly report back once we're back together, when we're ready to take on another task of exactly what the situation was. But I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so at this point in time, 16,984 liters is what I got off that field. So I did not get a full cart of them off. But I am going to go grab the honey. But as I was taking my time plowing that field, I had a thought here. The way this loads, it's not grabbing the pallets. It's sucking down the material onto the trailer. As I thought, I think this is what I need. So yes, I have moved 2,100 liters of honey over to the cereal factory. I only need 1,400 liters. But this Autoload trailer is going to give me that opportunity with any of the pallet products, honestly, to grab partial pallets, which is actually a really wonderful thing. So here we go. There we go. Alright, so I only had 990 liters, but I'm going to test something here, because at this point, like, I'm waiting for sorghum. The crops aren't ready, so I'm not getting off this level, so doing anything else is not going to really matter much. The only thing I can check... Alright, so we are out of fertilizer. We're getting really close, so I do need to get this producing again. So I'm going to go take care of all of that, get some more fertilizer and seeds, so that these can be producing. So we're going to take a look here. Now the challenge is going to be, I know with that mod I put in, when there are pallets already out, it behaves a little bit differently. But let me get the seeds and the fertilizer going that I need. So the seeds are here. They're kind of pouring out when the greenhouse needs it. So at this point I've got stuff delivered, fertilizer and seeds here at the tomato barn, which is the one that ran out. I've also gone ahead and moved pallets with the hope that the pallet mod will then be able to maybe fit more there, and we should be able to kind of consolidate our space a little bit better. So our greenhouses are now moving along at a good pace again. Alright, and the experiment I was going to do I think is working, because you can see I'm here, but I have 1,032 liters. I think as it produces honey, it's going to just eventually fill the truck up to the limit. So I can leave that there. So you were probably just able to see there, the pallet drops onto the spawn point, but then it's immediately auto-loaded onto the truck. So this is working better than I would have even expected, because this is going to give me the control that I've always felt I never had. So this is great. So at this point, I just need to get 1,400 liters of honey. Alright, so at this point we have 3 liters of honey here on the ground, and 1,400 liters of honey in the truck. Terrific is all I can say with that. And with the overcab vehicle, I can maneuver, I can do what I need. So I'm going to get this honey over to the cereal factory because I'm sure at this point it is done producing. And here we're at 3 of 4 on the sorghum, so it's starting to get some tassels on the top. Tomorrow it'll be closer, but day after, so July, will be the first harvest I can do for the remainder of the sorghum. Alright, so the good news is I can unload without having a problem. 4,000 liters of cereal out here, 209 in there. It's now producing again. It's always hard to tell when you're on it, but it's blue and it's active. 211 liters. So I can now take this truck back. Actually, you know what? I may just, now that I've turned it around, I'm going to have to turn around again, but I may just leave it here because the next time I'm going to need it, I'm going to need to pick up 7,000 liters of cereal and deliver it to Mercado Central, which is just down the road. So at this point, it's been a good day again. I'm going to just sit down here and stare off at the mountains, have myself some dinner, go to bed. We'll see what tomorrow looks like. We're still not going to be ready to harvest any sorghum, but we might be able to sell our cereal. So I'll see you in a bit. Good morning. Kind of looks the same as where I left you last time. 7 a.m. June. Things have gotten a little darker green. These are my 3 fields that are going to hit first, and then I have 3 more that'll hit next. Most important thing, my olives regrowing. So if I need them in the future, and I've also got this field that I didn't have to touch. Right, so at this point, the olive mill is done. I didn't feel I needed to stop it because there's really not much else I can do with the olives. Like, it creates pomace, and it's got these 2 different versions of olive oil, but I think the only difference is if you do it this way, I think it, creates something. Although I'm wondering, I don't know. I mean, because it says olive oil, but then it's got it as pomace oil, so. Because it almost seems like this would make more, because it's one and then it creates an oil and a pomace, but probably not worth worrying about. But if I head over here, again, because of the mod, packs a lot more in here, and yes, I've got 9,000 liters out, so I got a little bit more olive oil than I needed. But that's okay, because when I come pick it up, I can leave the rest here at the factory. Plus, I just would grab the amount of pallets I needed if I was just loading the pallets, but given with the auto load, I think it'll kind of pick it up from all of them. But the cereal factory is still slogging away, but we're getting close. 171 liters of honey. We've got 6. We need 7. Alright, and there we go. So we had more raisins than we needed, again, because I didn't think of the pallet thing that I did before. At this point it's stopped because it's out of oats and corn. But not too much later in the day, and here we stand. Again, out of curiosity, because of what I've got, I'm going to go ahead and just, whoops. Now it's on auto load. In theory, it should grab these pallets. So let's see. It may not. I'm surprised. Alright, it is grabbing it now. Now it's interesting because it's telling me cereal not accepted here, but I don't need cereal accepted here. So that's probably a good thing, but for things that it will do other things with, I'm gonna have a problem. Alright, so what I was gonna try is, like, if I say I want 5,050, let's say. So it did grab some, which is interesting. Yep. Alright, so it did that there. So now let me just reset this. So there seems to be a point where I hit the trigger properly, and then it starts to grab it. Let's see. Come on. Alright, it's loading now. You can see that. So there we go. So we've got that. So it does load it, which is good, because, I mean, I could have loaded it if I needed to. But again, it's nice to know. So it's important to turn it off, because who knows, maybe it'll just start grabbing things. You know, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try something, though, because I want to learn. So I'm going to head back to the farm first, because I want to test something with this so that we all know. Oh, I love these trucks. I love how tight they can turn, which is why they use them in Europe, because they're awesome for that kind of stuff. So you saw the car pulled up, it was like, oh my goodness. So I've added 2 liters of capacity, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my honey, and I'm going to see if it'll load 2 liters of honey now. I don't think it will, because I think that would be just too many things. It would be nice to know, because with the capacity I have, like, in theory I could have taken the honey and the raisins at once, if it will allow me to do multiple products on the vehicle. I just don't know that it will. But this is the way I can test it, and especially now that I can limit it, because initially I was like, well, what do I do with it then if I don't want it? Because, I mean, I can unload it manually, but... Alright, so we're going to pull up here. And then I'm going to turn on Autoload. And I'm guessing what we're seeing is the fact that it says, well, you have cereal on here. You don't have honey, and it won't let you mix and match the loads, which is perfectly fine. Just the fact that it can auto-load is such a time saver. And like I said, as we go on with the VIPs, and we start perhaps getting involved in some complex productions and things like that, this is going to be so incredibly helpful. Okay, so Mercado Central, right there, up by Field 11, right when I get out, that is who wants the cereal. So let's go get that done, and we'll have half of the VIP level 3 orders completed. Alright, so this should be Mercado Central, because the other market is Santo Spirito Market, and then we have the tailor shop and the spinnery. But we should see things going here. There we go. So it is selling the cereal. And we're green. 15,000, because again, this is just the central market. Now that car, that's his fault. Although he didn't know I was turning, so I can't really blame him entirely. But now I'm going to go just kind of at least get this on my farm. I'm not going to probably park it away, because we're going to need it for all of the other products. It's just, you know, because I have the pallets all mixed together in the center, it may start picking up one versus the other, but in the end, probably doesn't ultimately matter which one it takes first, because they all need to be delivered. Alright, I'm going to just kind of leave this out of the way, and again, with the wonderful turning capability, I think I can do that. I don't think we're going to be using the BGA, or certainly not anytime soon. But at this point, we've got progress on level 3, so this is exciting. All we've got left is to get the sorghum. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to do that work, and we are going to start delivering that And we are going to get that thing done, unless we don't somehow get 79,000 off our fields. But I'm pretty sure we will. So I will see you in a bit. Alright, so here we are, just past noon. You can see rain is coming. So we're doing pretty well. This is still July. It's the first day we can harvest. So we're going ahead and doing that. I've still got my other part of the fields, but there we go. So we got our 69,000 was the bonus, and the rest of that was everything else. So 69,000 euros, and now we're on to level 4. So we finished field 6 and 7, I believe they are, up outside north of the farm. We're working, as you saw, on field 9. I was just going up the first pass. That's the last field I can get done today. Not sure if I'm going to get it done before the rain, but I'm certainly going to keep trying to do that. So give me a second, and we'll wrap things up. Alright, back here on field 9, as you can see, getting pretty close to having a full trailer, but we've got quite a bit left. So again, hopefully we can get done before the rain arrives. That is going to be my goal for certain. But I am not going to keep you with me that long, but I am just trying to go ahead and get a full trailer load, which should happen pretty soon here. I think we've emptied the harvester again, and we're just kind of dumping as we go. Yeah, we definitely are. So hopefully we can... Well, he wants to turn, so we're going to have to dance a little bit here. Alright, well at this point we're close enough, because it's not as if I'm going to deliver this anywhere at this point. I'm just heading over to the farm, which is right over there. Because right now he needs to go back down and then turn around. So rather than wait for that, I'll just let him keep going, and I will come back and deal with him later. But I've got one more job for today. Very easy job. And as I said, then I'll just finish up the harvest, and then tomorrow I will work on the remainder of the sorghum, and we will go from there. But we are going to take this load over to our chickens, and that way the chickens can begin getting ready to produce those eggs so that we can start moving along with that. So, do I have to pull in? Let's see, can I pull in here? I've like running over some chickens, but let's see. Alright, well, it looks like I kind of need to go through there whether I like it or not. So, not the most realistic thing. We're basically be squashing all our chickens, but clearly the trough is here, so I guess I need to be a little closer to the trough. So I'm going to dump this in. Alright, well, our leader's saying it's full. Oh, I see. And this only counts as protein. So theoretically, wheat and barley is something they might need too, so maybe this won't do what I thought. I think it will, but I think they're just going to be 50% as productive as they can be. But then, at this point, we will just get this into the silo, and that way we can figure out what we want to do with it in the future. But I'm not going to worry about that with you right now. I'm going to let you move on your way. 30,000 eggs, we got all this stuff for next time, but before we leave, I just wanted to check out level 5 with you. So what have we got? We've got more meal that they want, so I'm going to keep a close eye on how much I get in total, because again, we delivered 79,000 sorghum, and now we're, getting some extra here. So I'm thinking between all the fields, I should easily be able to get 116,000, but what I'm really going to take a look at is, I've got field 8 and field, I think, 22 is the one down by the cereal mill. I'm going to see if between those, I think I have 116,000, because then maybe I won't need to plant the other field. But this, I figured was coming at some point. It's here. 500,000 liters of alfalfa straw. Again, not doing regular straw and hay, but alfalfa because it's a unique crop on this map. I said I will go ahead and do that. But my thought was field 10 is what we're going to turn into our alfalfa field. That way it's nearby, it regrows, and it doesn't affect our crops. So I think that will be the plan, but with that, I'm going to keep working on things, hoping to get done before the rain, and again, tomorrow I'll start finishing up the sorghum, and then, when I'm ready to start working on something else, we'll be starting the next episode, but I will update you once that happens. So if you've liked what you've seen here, and you haven't already hit the like button, I'd appreciate it if you would do that. If you have not subscribed, I'd also encourage you to do that. I am working diligently to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. Would love to get there with your help. So I would appreciate if you would do that. And I will see you next time.